Okay, that's what is the media type annotations in the Spring Prest? The media type annotations just used for what? It can be works on the global format conversation or conversion. Okay, that is the global format in the sense object to either XML or maybe JSN or maybe some XML or JSON to object. That is called what? Global conversion. Okay, that media type annotations might be they can given like two annotations are there. One is the request body, another one is response body. So that is the media type annotation. First, the media type annotations are what? It is used for the global conversion, like a typecasting. Not another one is response body. Body common both. Request to response. If you give the request object type, then it will be converted into what? Either XML or maybe JSON. Right? Maybe if you give the JSON or XML format, you can convert into the object format. Then uh, that is possible, but this global data format conversion is possible through the media type annotations. That media type annotations we are using just request body and the response body. What is the request body and what is the response body? See, the request means what here? Normal request, right? So that's what this annotation, the request body annotation, it can be works on what? Either request or maybe method parameter or maybe some input related. That is what request. So that means it will read the data from the body section. Like example, yesterday I shown that. Okay, again I will show the postman. Raw data might be if you are observed in the body section. So it will be showing what? Some JSN or maybe XML or something. Okay. So that means what? That request body annotation, it will be read the data from the body section, like 1 minute. Body section, like the request body, it is giving what? The request in the form of either request, either maybe input or maybe method parameter. So it will also like what? It will read the data from the body section, either in the form of maybe JSON or maybe XML or whatever it is. Okay, there is a lot of possibilities are there. So it will be converted into what? Object format. That is that JSN or maybe that XML. It will convert it into what? Object format. For example, you can take the product class. You can create in the object for the product class. No? So it will convert from XML or JSN to our product object. That is what? The global data format conversion in the response body also. So this annotation, it will work on what? Response or maybe output or maybe what? Some return type, method return type, right? So that method return type is what? It will giving the output in the form of whatever the return type is there. Maybe string or maybe integer or maybe float or maybe double or whatever. It will return the data in the non-string format. It will return the data in the non-format string, that is either in the list response body reverse. That is object format to what? Either JSON or maybe XML. Clear? That is called the media type annotation. Okay. So maybe online. Are you okay? See, once you are start the concept, might be you are getting the good idea. Online. Okay, come to the point. The media type annotations works simple. Those are working on what? Data. One is either XML or JSON to object and object to XML or JSON. That's it. If you want to perform these kind of activities, two annotations are required. One is either XML, JSON to object format. The request body annotation is required. Okay. So from object to either XML or JSON format, the response body annotation is required. That's it. Okay. Right. Come to here. What is that? Media type annotations works on what? Order. Object to, you can convert either in the XML or JSON. In reverse also, either XML or JSON to what? Object format. Clear? Okay. That is two-way communication, or two ways is there. Maybe you can convert either object to either XML or JSON, or maybe in reverse like either XML to JSON, either XML or JSON to object, right? So for this, we have to use two annotations. That's it. Okay. There is a two media type annotations. Media type annotations are given as shown below. Number one is what? At the rate request body. Number two, at the rate response body. Both are bodies. Request to response. Simple understanding. Okay. Okay. Right. So the request body annotation, we already discussed. Let me written the notes. This annotation works on what? Request oblique input oblique method return type of method parameter. Parameter input only, right? So request or maybe input or what? Method parameter or method param. You can write anything. Okay, right. It will works. It will read. It will read the data from body section. From the body section. Example. Either maybe JSON or maybe XML also there, right? Yes or no? Mostly we are using JSON. Okay. I am using just JSON. Next one, that is converted something. This prod is nothing but what? Object of what? Product class. Okay. Right. Next, converted object is given as method parameter. That is what? Input. That's it here. That's it. Can you check it out? Any complicated? The request body what? This annotation works on what? Either request or input. Okay, right. Online, are you okay? Any doubt? Next, number two. What? At the rate response body. At the rate response body. Right, okay. So the response body is what? Here it will read the data from what? Either in the JSON or maybe you can write XML or maybe normal text or maybe HTML or anything. Okay, right. But that is converted into what? Object format. That is product prod. Clear? Okay. That will taken care by request body. Okay, right. But what about the response body? At the rate response body, that is this annotate reverse here. Reverse. Don't think too much. That is object format to what? The corresponding either XML or JSON or a normal text or maybe HTML, whatever it is. Okay, right. That is what. What is that? This annotation works. This annotation works on what? Response oblique. Here input came right in the request body. Here what method? Return type. Yes or no? Right. Next one. Next one what? If the return type is non-string. If the return type is what? The non-string. That is employee or maybe list type or maybe, right? You can use anything. Next what? Next what? Set to list to non-string if the return type. Then let me continue this point. I continue. Then what? Then it will convert. It will convert return type, return value best, not return type, return value. Okay, return value to what? Global format. That is what? Example, maybe JSON something. Okay, JSON. Next one. Converted return value to what? Global format. That is what? JSON. Okay, let me write here. Converted JSON data is placed inside response body section. Response body is then it is given as what? As plain text. Plain text. Plain text. There is no need of conversation or conversion is applied. I hope you got the clarity. If the non-string, then what? If the non-string is what? The conversion is required, right? It can be converted into what? The global format, that to either JSON something. Maybe if it is the return type is what? String, it will convert that data into the normal plain text, but no need of the conversations like a global format. Okay, that is what. One for string, one for what? Non-string. Okay, so that is what. Maybe you can continue this point here instead of writing separate point. That is fine. This is for what? String. Sorry, non-string. This is for what? String. Okay, clear? I hope you got the clarity now. Any doubt here? Any doubt? Clear? You required. Simple. There is some data. I want to convert one format to another format. That to global format. Getting my point? So that is That one format like what? Maybe object format I have. It should be converted into what? Either in the JSON or maybe XML or something. So if you want to convert from JSON to object, what annotation is required? Request body or response body? Request body. This annotation works on what? Something. Okay. It will read the data from body section, that is either in the JSON or maybe XML, that is converted into what? Object format. Yes or no? That object format, like maybe in the product class, there is a product. Maybe employee class, maybe MP, or a department class, maybe depot, something like that. Right? Then we have to use the request body annotation. Right? Next one, the response body annotation. Reverse. The request body is what? Either XML or JSON format to object format. Getting JSON to object here. Request body. Response body, reverse. Object to what? JSON form. Those are called as what? I written that case also. If the written value is what? String, then it is given as what? Plain text. Yes or no? So then in this case, no need of what conversion is applied. Conditions are applied on what? String and non-string. Clear? Okay. Any doubt, guys, so far? Online? Are you with me? Have you followed? Out of 38, 39, I am part of, right? 38 people are there. Always responding 3 or 4 or 5. Max 10. Then it is what? It is an object in JavaScript, right? It is an object in JavaScript. That's it. Okay. For example, let me compare with what? My Java with what? JavaScript. Okay. Right. In Java, I'm writing in Java. Let me write. In Java. In Javas are where you, is it a technology or language? Don't think. Okay. In Java, how it will be? That is what? Int id equal to 101. String, that is okay, leave it. Name equal to somewhat Naresh ID. Double salary equal to maybe E dot set ID. Set ID what? 101. Let's assume 101. E dot, I'm comparing with the Java and JavaScript. Okay, E dot set name, that is what? What is that? Naresh ID. E dot set in JavaScript. In JavaScript, how we are declared the variables? Just var id equal to 101. where name equal to Naresh IT. Here where salary 1000.0. See, have you observed Java and JavaScript? Sir, some people, Sun Microsystem. That's why. That is the language. Java is the language. JavaScript is what? Scripting language. No way relation. See, if you have the relation, then why these variables declare like this, like with different data types? But here you are using what? Only where. For it, even though you have the different data. Agree? Right? So, for every variable, any type of variable, that is either int or string or boolean or we create what? Uh, E equal to open brace. So here I am going to write that is what. Let's assume employee ID like 101, comma. I will give the clarity, don't worry. Okay, EID. What is that? E name. Some Naresh IT. Naresh IT. Next what? ESAL. ESAL. Maybe 1000.0. Right? So, this is what? The JavaScript format. But the keys always should be enclosed with what? Double quotes. Getting? But here, based on the type of the data, except string, everything, or no? Only in the Java and JSON using? Everywhere you can use here. Everywhere you can use it. There is no problem at all. Because it different languages, right? As it is lightweight. హడావుడి ఏం అవసరం లేదు, సింపుల్ గా lightweight component, right? So even in the memory point of view, it is taking what? Less memory only. Okay, compared to any other global data format. Okay, that's all about it. Okay, in JSON, if you want to identify one pair of data, student ID is like a student record. In the student record, open brace and closing brace, in between student ID, student name, student marks, something. Okay, it means the opening brace and closing brace. The opening brace and closing brace, something is there inside. So that is one pair. That is one open, one closing. Try to understand. One pair data in the form of, everyone knows here JSON, right? తెలుసా అసలు JSON? తెలుసా? తెలియకపోతే చెప్పండి, మళ్ళా ఎందుకు లేనిపోయింది. మీకు తెలుసు అన్నట్టుగా వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాయి ఇంకా, రైట్? ఇట్ కెన్ బి స్టోర్స్. JSON అంటే ఏం లేదవా, కీ విత్ వాల్యూ. Open brace and closing brace, it should be considered as what? one pair. Map.entry, have you heard about it? In the collection framework. Map.entry. Map stores the data in the form of what? Key value pairs. Entry means what? One key and one value. Combination is nothing but what? Entry. Have you observed? Okay. Similarly, here also one open brace and one closing brace. It should be considered as what? One object. One object. Clear? Okay. And it stores the data in the format of what? Format of what? In the form of, right? Not format. In the form of key and value format. Key and value format. Next. Here, how can I given these keys? Should be enclosed with what? Double quotes. Key must be in what? In must be placed. Must be placed in what? Double quotes. Yes or no? How you are written this case? Observed. Double quotes, right? Even though the TID or ESAL, integer and double also, but you written or you are enclosed with what? Double quotes. Getting my point? Okay. So key must be placed in what? In the double quotes. Values is quoted when? Only for what? Only for what? String data type only. Or string type only, better. No need data type. I hope you got the clarity. Right here? Online, even offline too. Any doubt here? Anywhere? Offline. Are you clear? Under, back. ఓకేనా? ఆన్లైన్లో కానీ ఆఫ్లైన్లో కానీ నేను క్లాస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు దయచేసి మొబైల్స్ కానీ ల్యాప్టాప్లు కానీ ఆపరేట్ చేయొద్దు. నా వే ఆఫ్ టీచింగ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్. సమ్ ఎక్స్ వే ఆఫ్ టీచింగ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్. నేను చెప్పినట్టు వాడు చెప్పడు, వాడు చెప్పినట్టు నేను చెప్పను. రైట్? కానీ అల్టిమేట్గా ఎవడు తీసుకొచ్చినా, అరే ఎక్కడ్రా బాబు నీ ముక్కు అంటే కొండంతా తిరిగి వచ్చి వచ్చినా కానీ చివరికి ఏడే ఉంటుంది ముక్కు. ముక్కు తీసుకెళ్ళి గోబలో పెడతాడా? గోబ తీసుకొచ్చి ముక్కులో పెడతాడా? ఎవడో పెట్టాడు. అర్థమవుతుందా నేను చెప్పేది? అది ఎవడు ఎటు నుంచి ఏ దేశం తిరిగి వచ్చినా చివరికి చేరే గూటికి చేరాల్సిందే. అంటే సబ్జెక్ట్ కన్క్లూషన్లో ఎవడ పట్టుకొచ్చినా అలాగే పట్టుకొస్తాడు. ఒక్కొక్కడు ఒక్కొక్క రకంగా ద వే ఆఫ్ స్టైల్, ద వే ఆఫ్ టీచింగ్ స్టైల్ మైట్ బి డిఫరెంట్. అర్థమైందా? గోపం తీసుకొచ్చి ముక్కులో పెట్టాడు, ముక్కును తీసుకొచ్చేసేసి నోట్లో పెట్టాడు. అర్థమైందా? మీరేమి ఎతకొద్దు, ఏమి ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ చేయొద్దు, మీరు ఏమి పెద్ద R&D టీం వచ్చినా ఫోజులు కొట్టుకుంటా క్లాసుని అర్థం కాకుండా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి. నేను ఓపెన్గా చెబుతా, నేను కొంచెం ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్గా ఉంటా. మీకు కొద్దిగా కళ్ళు ఎర్రబడవచ్చు, నొసలు ఎగరేయవచ్చు, బట్ అది కాదు ద వే ఆఫ్ లెర్నింగ్ స్టైల్. ఓకే? జాక్సన్ ఈజ్ వాట్? జాక్సన్ అంటే మైకిల్ జాక్సన్ అనుకున్నారు. మైకిల్ జాక్సన్ వేరు, ఈ జాక్సన్ వేరు. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ వాట్? కన్వర్టర్ API. జాక్సన్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ కన్వర్టర్. కన్వర్టర్స్ ఏ ఉంటాయి కదా, డేటా కన్వర్టర్స్. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఉంది ఇది కూడా ఒక కన్వర్టర్ కింద వాడతారు. రైట్? బికాస్ దిస్ ఈస్ VCA, రైట్? డైరెక్ట్గా నా దాంట్లో లేదనుకున్నది HDMI అనుకోండి, దెన్ వాట్? ఆ విజయ్ తీసుకుని దీంట్లో పెట్టి హెచ్డిఎం తీసుకుని దీనికి తగిలేస్తారు. డేటా కన్వర్టర్, రైట్? లైక్ దిస్. భలే దొరికింది టయానికి, రైట్? The Jackson API is what? It is a converter API. That means it supports what? Converting the object format to object notation to or Java object notation to JSON format. It is the converter. Okay, right? And if object format, right? That is the request body annotation will be taken care. And vice versa, that is object notation to JSON format, the response body annotation will be taken care. Getting my point? But here there is a converter we have, that is Jackson API. Java object notation to or Java object to JSON object, and JSON object to our Java object. The Jackson API will be taken care. Clear? Okay, let me write. This is called as converter API. అప్పుడప్పుడు స్పెల్లింగ్ మిస్టేక్ ఉంటుంది. నేను పెద్ద ఇంగ్లీష్ పండితుడు కాదు. ఓకే, అక్కడక్కడ జరుగుతాయి కొద్దిగా, అది మీరే రాసుకోండి. బట్ JSON format. Okay, and even vice versa, right? So I'm writing vice versa అంటే కొంతమందికి తెలియదు, అంటే like freshers కానీ maybe might be some people may not be understand. That's why I didn't written vice versa. అంటే Java to JSON, vice versa అంటే JSON to Java. That's it. ఓకే, నేను నార్మల్గా రాస్తున్నా, రాసుకోండి. What that it supports converting Java object to JSON format, and even JSON to what? Java. Even that is what? Object, not that object class. That is different, this is different. Then what? Jackson API. Okay, clear? So here there is a one class called object mapper. Yes, object mapper class is there. So this is a predefined Java class here. Okay, object mapper, I'm writing point by point in detail. It is a predefined Java class, right? Okay, I will add later. It is a predefined what? Class. Next, it has two methods. One, write method. What is the purpose of that read method? The read method convert JSON to object. Again, don't think about super class. Okay, Java object I am writing. Java object might be employee class, employee object. Department class, department object. Student class, student object. That's what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Write method. It can be converting what? Convert object to what? JSON. Clear, guys? Okay. I hope you got the about that Jackson. Clear? I want to write one note for you. Note. What is that note? If we add the Spring Web dependency in your project, by default it will be there, right? While creating, have you observed? By default, the web dependency is there. 1 minute. What is this? Oh, This is different one. My system అప్పుడప్పుడు నిద్రపోతా ఉన్న స్లీపింగ్ స్టేట్. ఓకే, అందుకని స్పందించదు త్వరగా. రైట్, వెబ్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉందా? లెట్స్ సి. రైట్, starter web, the web only. Okay, web there, no WebMEC plugin. Okay, no problem. See, by default, see in the note, listen. Note, if you add that Spring Web dependency in our pom.xml, like Spring boot start web, I'm talking about, okay, then the Jackson added, that is the JSON format, right? What you are talking about, that Jackson API will be available by default. Okay, na? Note, I'm writing. See, if we starter web, if we add this dependency, in your project, then what will happen? Then Jackson, then the Jackson added by default. No need to write anything extra. Okay, clear? Online, are you okay? మా వాళ్ళు ఒకరని రెస్పాండ్ అవుతారని చూద్దాం. ఆన్లైన్, ఆర్ యు ఓకే? రైట్, now you are going to develop the one application here. Online or offline, don't underestimate Spring Boot. Every day. Okay. I want to develop the one project. Then what? Spring Boot to what? Media type application, anything. Okay, media type. Right, okay, yaro. Next, okay, I'm going to add the dependencies, DevTools, Lombok. Next one, Spring Web. Okay, right, arrow. Next, Clara, what are the dependencies? Regular, nothing extra. Lombok, Spring Boot, DevTools, Spring Web. We are not in the part of, we discussed about request body, response body, and Jackson. Where it is? Media type. Okay, then this is what the project structure. Okay, now I want to create model class. I am going to create the model class. Right click on that project, package, class. Come on. Prasad dot what? Model. This class name called as what? Employee. I am going to create some variables as usual. Private, integer, EMPID, private, string EMP name private double EMP sal. So what are the annotations is required? Is what our model class. Okay. I want to create something in my main method. In my main method, just I want to write, this is my class. Okay, main method. I don't want to touch anything existing one. Okay. I want to write one try block even. You can write here itself try. Okay, right. You can write. Okay, inside the try block, I want to write the some logic. Here, string JSON equal to string JSON equal to slash double quotes double quotes MP ID slash I want to provide some 101 not one. Okay, let me write. If anything went wrong, you can modify. Don't worry. Why these many? Right. Okay. EMP ID. Now, ename. So this word I'm writing string some Naresh ID. Naresh ID. Then what? EMP sal. Only one. Then what? Suppose 1000.0. Here. Okay, this one. Okay. Why it is coming? Colon. That data. Okay. Comma. Then what? It should be. Okay, double quotes Loras, that is fine. Double quotes 101, comma, then what? Okay, think. Is still error. Okay, 101. 100 after 100 what? Okay, EMP name. The string colon slash Naresh Naresh slash then comma okay. Okay, fine. So we'll see if any issues. Mostly, I think it is valid format. Then what is the class here you are going to use? Object mapper, right? Object mapper. OM is equal to what? New object mapper. Object mapper purpose is what? Guys, object mapper purpose is what? Ayo. Object mapper yaar. Converting JSON to object, object to JSON instead of like at the rate request at the rate request body at the rate response body. Yes or no? The request that is object mapper. It will be taken care. The next one I'm going to create employee class. Employee class object emp is equal to om dot read value of what? Two arguments, that is one is our JSON, that is string name. Okay. The other one is what? Employee class file. Employee class file. Okay. Then you can print system.out.println. System.out.println what? Why it is not working? System.out.println. Then what? EMP you can try to print. Okay. That's all about it. Finally, you can write the catch block. Catch some exception, right? Some exception E dot what? Print stack trace over, right? Okay. Let me try to execute my application, right? What happened? Already bind. Port number issue. Okay. We know what is the solution. Application or properties server dot what? Port number equal to what? 8081. Any version you can use. Any 4 digits. But here also there is a limitation. It is printed, right? Employee object, that is employee ID 101, employee name Naresh ID, employee salary is what? Clear? Okay. What we did here? Can you tell me? Object to JSON, JSON to object. After listening entire Ramani, what you are here? What is that? Come on. Okay, let me write JSON to what? Online. Are you okay? This is what? JSON to object. This is what JSON format here. Okay. JSON. Okay. Here just even I written the name also, but any name you can write. Okay. For your understanding only, string JSON I kept. Okay, na? Right. Otherwise, you are considered like a string. No. It is JSON format. Okay, na? That's why I didn't use like a thing. Okay. Right. Now you are using what? Object mapper class. That object mapper class like what? From JSON to object notation. Is it converted or not? Converted, right? Okay. Now what you are going to do? Again in reverse format. In reverse format. That is what? That is object to what? JSON format. Okay. Right. I'm writing try block. Writing catch block. Okay, coming to the try block, then how we are going to convert? First of all, you have to create the object now. Employee. Some E I'm creating. Okay, already EMP is there, right? Or maybe MP1. Clear? Now I'm going to use what? అర్థమవుతుందా ఇంతకీ? నీ పాటికి నువ్వు చెప్పుకుంటా పోతున్నా మా పరిస్థితి ఏంటి నాయన అంటున్నారా? అంతేనా? కమాన్ యార్, మీకు చెప్పకుండా ఏం చేశాను? భలే వాళ్ళేనే. జేసన్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మ్యాపర్ వాడాము, తీసుకెళ్ళి ఏం చేసాము? రీడ్ పెట్టాము, అంతేగా. అయ్యో, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? రైట్ చేయబోతున్నావు. ఇందాక నోట్స్లో కూడా చెప్పాగా మీకు, రీడ్ ఉంది రైట్ ఉందని. ఇప్పుడు రీడ్ ఏం చేసింది? కన్వర్ట్ జేసన్ టు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అయిందా? జగమిరికిన సత్యం కదా, మిమ్మల్ని కాదని చేసేది ఏముందేడా? రైట్. ఆన్లైన్ మిమ్మల్ని కూడా కాదని చేసేది ఏమి లేదు. రైట్, మీరు అర్థం చేసుకునే దాంట్లో ఉంటుంది. ఓకే రైట్. జాక్సన్ ఏపీ డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా. జాక్సన్ ఏపీ ఒక క్లాస్ ఉండదని చెప్పాం కదా. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ క్లాస్. ఇట్ హ్యాస్ ద 2 మెథడ్, దట్ ఈస్ రీడ్ అండ్ రైట్ అని. రీడ్ వాట్? ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు, సారీ, జేసన్ టు ఆబ్జెక్ట్. రైట్ ఈజ్ వాట్? రివర్స్ జేసన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు జేసన్. క్లియర్ కదా? రైట్. ఇంకా మీకు భారం తగ్గించింది ఏంటంటే, వీఆర్ నాట్ యూజింగ్ ద రిక్వెస్ట్ బాడీ, రెస్పాన్స్ బాడీ. అవునా కదా? రైట్. ఓకే, జస్ట్ కిడింగ్. కమ్ టు ద కాన్సెప్ట్ వేర్ యు ఆర్. ఎంప్లాయీ emp2 is equal to new employee class. I am passing 102 comma Prasad comma 3000. Okay, all args constructor is there, right? It will be taken care. Next, object mapper. Object mapper OM2. Here OM1. OM1. OM2 is equal to new object mapper. Okay, right. So in that object mapper, object we created string. I'm expecting JSON equal to what? OM2 dot reader writer. Agama kasepu agama వెళ్తాం. Right value, right? Right value as a string. That object you can pass it. What is that object? emp2. Over. You can directly print what? System.out.println JSON. Over. Story. Okay, simple. Sysout system.out.println what is that? Object to JSON start. Serialization start, serialization end, like that. Object to JSON end. In between An SOP written just for what? Just for what? Now here JSON to object end. This is what start. Okay, na? Right. Let me execute Java run as Spring Boot application. Object to JSON start. ఈ కొంచెం ఈ దానికి అవుట్డేటెడ్ సంథింగ్ అలా వస్తుంది. ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు జేసన్ ఎండ్ ఓవరా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు జేసన్ స్టార్ట్ కేమా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టు జేసన్ ఎండ్ ఓవర్ క్లియరా with the how it is possible with the help of what object mapper. So even though you can achieve this requirement by using at the rate request body and at the rate response body also, right? Okay. What is this error exception? Silent exist exception handler. ఇది ఇంతకు ముందుది. ఓకే 8080 port number 8080 so already in use that again. Let me stop it. Me run again. అలాగ వచ్చిందనుకోండి సర్వర్ దట్ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ ఇన్ యూజ్ ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ చేంజ్ చేసేసేయండి అంతే. రైట్, దట్ ఈస్ ద సొల్యూషన్. ఓకే రైట్. JSON to object, object to JSON. Perfect. Okay. Online, have you followed that example? Any doubt? Clear? Okay. So by default that every Spring Boot application support what? JSON format by default. ఎందుకంటే there is a dependency we added already at the time of creating that application. Okay. So XML default support, but it is removed. But if you want use it, that you need to add the dependency. Okay now, if you want XML also, we required what? One dependency. We need to add the XML. So for what you completed, JSON to object, object to JSON. If you required that XML configuration or XML related, we need to add one dependency. That is, please note it down, dependency. Close that dependency. What is that dependency here? There is a group ID. Group ID is equal to group ID is what? Close the group ID. Close the group ID. That is com dot faster XML. Com dot faster XML dot Jackson dot data format. That is what? Group ID. Artifact ID. Artifact ID. Artifact ID, that is close that artifact ID. That artifact ID is what? Jackson hyphen data format dot what XML. This is what the dependency. When we use REST controller, then it adds what? Response body to the response body also we can add this one. Okay, right. Let me write that point too. When we add or when we use better, when we use at the rate REST controller, when you use the at the rate REST controller, then what? It adds what? At the rate response body. At the rate response body too. So no need of adding at the rate response body annotation externally over either method or what? Class. No need. When you use the REST controller, then it adds response body too. Okay, so no need of adding response body externally over the method or maybe class. Okay, right. Clear? That's all about it here. Response body. Okay, right. Can you develop the application? You have the time. Are you able to develop or you want to me develop? Huh? Tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts so far? Clear? Guys, online might be application we'll see tomorrow. Don't worry. Any doubt? Guys, online, offline, clear? Okay. Right. Maybe we can try tomorrow that application. Don't worry. So because this time is not sufficient, I need at least 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. If you are okay, then I am okay. If you are not okay, I am also not okay. Okay, anyway, we can connect tomorrow. Okay. Online, thank you one and all. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, you can drop off. Thank you.